All right. Hey guys, what's going on? It is Larry MF White here, and I am so excited. I got a good friend, a good mentor of mine, Bob Mangold, in the house. Bob, how are you doing today, sir?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm not doing too bad at all. So for those of you that don't know Bob, like Bob is a good friend, a good mentor of mine. He's kind of done it all, right? He's been successful in real estate. He's had two exit real estate offices with a couple hundred agents at each. He's had a successful mortgage company. And now he's kind of transitioned a little bit to where you really just kind of influence and help. And like, if I'm not mistaken, you kind of, talk with over 500 agents, like you influence and try and help over 500 agents at a time right now. Is that right, Bob?
It is. So kind of my tagline is I help take good agents and make them great agents. If they want to. So that's really what it's about is trying to get with the business savvy agents and trying to get them pointed in the right direction, especially at this time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of uncertainty and fear out there. What is it that they should be doing?
So that's a good question. And let's take a few minutes on that here right now, right? Because there's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen with the market. We don't know if people can buy or sell homes, and it's changing on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
So with your 500 agents that you talk to, influence, guide, direct, what are you telling them right now? How are you positioning them for the future?
Well, first and foremost, I tell them to pretend like there is no coronavirus thing going on.
Okay.
Get out every day, focus on generating leads, talking to your list, talking to potential listings. Listen, we don't know how long we'll continue on. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if you're generating leads now, you're laying the groundwork for that. You're checking in with your database of people, not selling them real estate. Just, hey, Larry, how you guys doing? How the kids doing? Stay safe. Nothing more than that. Stay on top of your database. Talk to your business partners, right? The mortgage and the title and all that.
Yeah.
And focus on doing the same thing you would do if this wasn't going on, right? Generating leads. I've got some campaigns that some of our guys are doing. One of them since 5 days has 52 leads at a lender. Now, will they be able to buy a house, in the next week or two?
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
But when we come out of this, if you'll take and just continue to do the work, you'll have a great pipeline that will just explode when we come out of it.
So I've been doing a lot with Tom Ferry, right? Like I've coached and trained for him since 2014. And as he's saying, fill the cannon, right? Like sharpen the axe, fill the cannon. So that way, when we come out of this and you hit that fire button, like it catches us back up and we're right back in the situation that we were in.
Yeah, and the other thing, how agents are always saying, hey, I wish I had time to clean up my database, or I wish I had time to go learn how to do this.
Yeah.
Guess what, guys? You have time to do it now. So
Absolutely.
Take advantage of this, because if you spend some time each day doing lead generation and follow up and do that, and you spend a few hours, what I teach all agents is to think of their week like this. Spend 10 hours a week learning. Mm-hmm. Spend 10 hours a week figuring out who you're going to talk to about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Spend 20 hours a week talking to them, and spend 4 hours a week on building your empire, right? Building those different legs of income.
Yeah.
So if agents would stay to that right now, instead of maybe plugging into Netflix and all the other things, the distractions that are out there, my own personal opinion is when this all ends, those will be the agents that'll just explode.
Okay. So sticking to the basics, following up with our clients. But as you mentioned, I think the really important note is checking in on them, right? Like now is not the time to be the ambulance chaser, right? And here's the fear, we should sell now. Like, that's not what we're saying. We're talking about checking in, like, Bob, how are you doing? I know that you're a little bit older. Are you doing okay? I'm just joking. No, but really checking in on people, right? And making sure that they're doing it, just coming from a place of compassion, right? And genuine caring.
Concern. Now isn't the time. Hey, who do you know that lost their job that needs to sell their house? Don't do that now, right? Just don't do that.
Absolutely. Well, I don't want to keep you too long, but what kind of technology, because I know that you have agents that are literally getting, as of 3 weeks ago, they were getting over 500 people through some of their open houses. I know that you're, you held a REO mastermind group and stuff today. What are like the top 3 like things that you're kind of coaching and training agents on from the tech side or from a system side that's a little bit different than what other people are doing?
Well, one of the things I'd say is, first of all, get comfortable with technology, right? So something like we're doing right now, it's called StreamYard, where we're able to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get comfortable with a Zoom or a Chime. We have a virtual office that we use. There's some cool software that's come out that some of our agents have said, hey, we're using this software to go out and do virtual open houses, right? One of them is Marco Polo, and I know another one guy just did another one. It was an awesome video. I forget what it was. We'll get comfortable with those now. Download those. Get in the habit of doing that stuff now, because ultimately the technology will help you. Again, what I teach all agents to focus on is list first, right? And so instead of spending money on Zillow leads and Facebook ads and all those other things, well, what if you had a bunch of listings that you could get, say, 100 people into an open house? So again, it's totally market specific. In California, I would tell you our average open house is 250, 300 people.
Are you kidding me?
No. Our best is 586. I would say our average is somewhere around 250 people into an open house.
Agents, like, think about this. Like, when I build out a business plan and we calculate the numbers sometimes an entire, like, let's say an agent says, oh, Larry, I want to make, 10 sales this year. And we work the numbers backwards and we figure out, okay, that means you need to contact 600 people this year. That means like they could literally host like 3 of your open houses and have their contacts set up for the year at that point in time, which is crazy.
And the other thing, if we think about it, because I think we've kind of trained agents maybe to think about it the wrong way. They go, well, how much money did you make on the listing? And let's say it's a $500,000 house. You got, 3% on it. You made $15,000. Well, to me, that's the wrong way to look at it. Well, if I did my open house and let's just say I had 100 people came through and I picked up a listing and maybe 2 or 3 buyers.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just make up the numbers. And let's say that open house was worth, $30,000 or $40,000 to you. Well, now you take your business plan and the guy goes, okay, I want to make $400,000. Well, if you actually average $40,000 from every listing, how many listings do you need for the year? 10.
Yeah.
So we make the business too hard, in my opinion, by focusing on the wrong things, because, well, it becomes overwhelming then to think that. Well, no, if you get skilled at talking to people at those open houses and you have strategies and systems in there, a workflow, if you will, as people go through, at the end of the day, you can convert quite a bit of business out of that. And I don't need as many listings.
Yeah. And right now, you guys are setting up systems to dive deeper into the default space right now.
Right.
You guys have your auction platform,
right,
which is very systematic, especially for those agents that are calling. Your open house system. And then you guys are also working on the iBuyer system. Are those the 4 main systems that you guys are using? Yeah.
We basically have 8 different funnels where we go. If you think of listings, we're 8 places I can go. But those are encapsulated in that. And, for example, REO right now, I don't think we're going to see an explosion in the next 2 months, which gives agents time to learn and maybe partner up with us and things like that. But, I think 6, 7, 8 months from now, you're going to see a big swing.
Yeah.
And so what I try and teach agents is, how do you set yourself up for good markets and bad markets? So as, the regular residential goes down, but your REO goes up. And so the good market or bad, you don't have to worry about cash flow or closings and all those things.
Yeah.
But it does take planning. It does take effort. It does take education, right? We did a whole thing on REO today.
Yeah.
I can break into that. And so you just have to invest the time to do that, to understand that all markets are cyclical. I don't think we'll have another 08 occurrence. I don't know. It depends on how long this goes.
Sure.
But my job to try and help people is to take and make sure that they're thinking about, like a year ahead. Don't think about today's business. Think about a year from now. Where are you going to be? How are you positioned? All of that. And so that's the other part of what I teach them is, listen, you have to have revenue coming in from different streams of places, that you're not relying on just one.
They're diversified at the end of the day. And if one goes down, you have something else that's picking up.
Right.
And
You know, do you want a one-legged stool, a two-legged stool, a three-legged stool, or a four-legged stool? Which one?
Which one works best for you?
Right. And
Cool.
okay. And so we just keep focusing on the listings. You know, if we do the listings right, well, we don't have to spend money on Zillow, and we don't have to spend gobs of dollars on Facebook. You know, think of it this way: aren't you going to convert people better being face to face or belly to belly?
Yeah.
Than you are, like a Facebook or a Zillow lead. Hey, Susan. It's just kind of common sense. And so the other cool part is, well, while I can take and work less, make more money, but I also lower my expenses because I don't have to spend all that money on lead generation.
Yeah. And when we're hosting those open houses, I know that we're helping a lot of agents build teams around them, referral income and stuff coming in. So it's pretty cool. And what I'll do, like I wanted to test this StreamYard with you live here. So I appreciate you jumping on. I don't know. It's 9:30 at night over here in Houston. So I appreciate you jumping on. But maybe what we'll do at some point in the future is we'll come and we'll just do a quick segment, like maybe one on REOs, maybe one on the auction platform, one on iBuyers or something like that. Right. And just post it out there for anybody that wants to kind of get involved. Like I truly think with some of the things that we're working on, we can help any agent increase their business. And just like we're doing next week, right? We're doing a 30-day business plan for people. Like not only, okay, here's the tools you need, here's the business plan, and this is the accountability portion of it.
Well, here's the funny thing is everybody goes, well, business plans, those aren't really sexy. It's not really fun. But let me just tell you this. Every top producer that I know has a business plan.
Absolutely.
Every agent that's not making enough money does not have a business plan. Where's the correlation? And if you don't have a strategy where you can take and then have Larry plug you in where I have a business plan. Well, now I have a system that I can hold you accountable to because this is what you told me you wanted.
Yeah.
And without it, you as a coach, how would you even begin to coach somebody if you don't know where they want to go?
Very true, my friend. Well, thank you so much for jumping on here last minute with me and just kind of dropping some knowledge on some folks. Hopefully you guys get something from that. If any of that stuff sounded interesting, if you need more information, reach out to Bob himself. Find him on social media. I'll make sure that he's tagged in this. You can reach out to me, call, text, email, send us a smoke signal, whatever you have to do. But know that there's resources for you. If you're not doing the amount of business that you need now, let's look at different ways to do that. And however Bob and I can help you, we'd be happy to.
Amen.
All right. Have a great night, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching.